Okay, so let's jump in. We're looking at something pretty surprising today. This whole market around AI girlfriends, virtual companions. It's booming.
It really is. I mean, people were genuinely looking for some kind of emotional connection there.
And the apps, they're pulling in millions every month.
Yeah, the numbers are staggering.
But here's the twist, the really interesting part for our deep dive today. You don't actually need to be a coder, like a tech expert, to make money here.
Exactly. That's what our source material highlights. It's about finding other ways in.
Right. So we've been digging into this piece that outlines how individuals, regular people, are finding income streams in this AI companion world without building the apps themselves.
hmm
Think of this as like your quick guide to a totally new online economy. Some potential income streams you probably haven't thought about.
And what's really fascinating is how it centers on, well, creativity and personality. Even if that personality is artificial, that's becoming the asset.
Yeah, exactly. So the first big strategy, the source points out, building and selling custom AI personas.
Right. Platforms like character.ai in World, they let users basically design unique AI characters.
And these aren't just generic bots, right? We're talking like a flirty virtual girlfriend, maybe a celebrity mentor type, or even a savage anime boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, pretty much anything you can imagine. And here's the monetization part.
Okay, yeah. How do they make money?
Well, creators are using things like subscriptions for access, um, setting up private chats that cost money, or offering sort of exclusive content.
And the potential, the source mentions some creators charging, what, like $20 a month?
Per subscriber, yeah. If you get thousands of followers, that can actually scale up to like 5 figures a month.
Wow, okay. That's significant income just for crafting a personality.
It shows how these platforms are kind of lowering the barrier for entry. It's about niche communities and people wanting that personalized interaction.
Totally wild. Okay, so what's next? There's another angle, right? The voice angle.
Voice model marketplaces. So if you've got to voice people like maybe something distinctive or, appealing, you can basically sell recordings of your voice. These recordings become data sets used to train AI models to speak like you.
So AI girlfriends or other apps could end up sounding just like you.
Potentially. Yeah, it's about voice cloning and licensing. And that can become passive income because your voice data can be used in lots of different places.
That's interesting. Raises some big questions about like ownership in your voice print, doesn't it?
It definitely does. It's pretty novel territory, the implications of having your voice cloned and licensed out like that.
Okay, moving into maybe more explicit territory.
Yeah.
The source also touches on combining AI companions with OnlyFans-style stuff.
Yeah, it mentions the NSFW role play aspect, basically using AI for things like, well, steamy voice chats or seductive texting simulations.
Even interactive AI scripted date nights.
Stuff like that, yes. Our source points out this is happening, and for some creators exploring that niche, it's a significant revenue stream, this sort of virtual romance as a service.
Right. Okay. And then there's another layer. People creating content about their AIs.
This is big on platforms like TikTok, YouTube. You see videos like AI Girlfriend Reacts or skits titled Chatting with My AI Babe.
So they're treating the AI like a real partner in videos for comedy or drama.
Exactly. Creating scenarios, dating mishaps, all that kind of stuff. And it gets huge engagement.
And that engagement leads to?
Brand sponsorships. Because the views are high, brands are starting to notice and pay for mentions or integrations in this kind of content.
So, okay, let's sort of wrap our heads around this. The big takeaway seems to be this whole new digital intimacy economy popping up.
That's a good way to put it. The source really drives home that you don't always need a physical product. Sometimes the product is the personality.
Even an AI personality.
Especially an AI personality in this case. It's about packaging fantasy or companionship or humor through an AI partner. That's the business opportunity.
It really shows a shift, doesn't it? How we're thinking about connection, maybe companionship online.
Definitely. I mean, the very idea that AI can fulfill certain emotional needs enough that people pay for it, that's profound. It has huge implications.
So something for you, the listener, to think about as we wrap up. What does all this mean? As AI gets better and better at mimicking human connection and driving these new ways to make money.
Yeah, it makes you question the future of relationships, what we value, what connection even means, whether it's, real or simulated.
Definitely food for thought. Where is the line? And does it even matter to some people?
Yeah.